The Adelaide Footy League, strengthening communities through footy. Welcome to the 2021 FA Block medal count. Join us tonight as we acknowledge the fairest and most outstanding breakthrough mental health Division 2 player. We acknowledge the traditional owners of country across Australia on which we play our great game, and pay our respect to them, their culture, and elders past and present. Dr. Fred Block, OAM, Chocker, was an outstanding footballer. He was recruited from Berry and made his debut with North Adelaide. He represented South Australia during the 1960s. Fred was A2 coach at Adelaide University from 1968 to 1971, taking over as A1 coach in 1980. He was awarded an Order of Australia in 1999 for service to youth and Australian rules football through the Adelaide University Football Club. In May 2020, Adelaide University's second oval was named Fred Block Oval. And of course, we're just a couple of days away from a massive grand final at Woodville Oval on Saturday afternoon. So enjoy the evening and join us in celebrating our champions tonight. Before we begin the count, we would like to thank our 2021 major partners. Channel 9, 9 News, West End, Sharon, Police Credit Union, Catch.com.au, Breakthrough Mental Health, Carnet Adelaide, Sip and Save, The Hurley Group, and Gardel Security. And our valued partners, Powerade, Villy's Bakery, Cinderella's Commercial Cleaning, The Safety Hub, Wakefield Sports Clinic, The Arkabar, Greyhound Racing SA, and our apparel and medical suppliers. The Adelaide Footy League supports the following charities: Breakthrough Mental Health, Childhood Cancer Association, and MND. To begin, let's look at the leaderboard after round 5. Round 6, Scotch Old Collegians versus Seaton Ramblers. 1 vote, Seaton Ramblers, B. Harland. 2 votes, Seaton Ramblers, J. Gratz. 3 votes, Seaton Ramblers, L. Walsh. Henley versus Foss Camden. 1 vote, Foss Camden, S. Inglis. 2 votes, Henley, P. Sinor. 3 votes, Henley, H. Jessen. Broadview versus Glenunga. 1 vote, Broadview, Z. Slade. 2 votes, Glenunga, S. Prowse. 3 votes, Glenunga, T. Langford. Sacred Heart Old Collegians versus Athelston. 1 vote, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, J. Costa. 2 votes, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, H. Duncan. 3 votes, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, L. Paparella. Old Ignatians versus Salisbury North. 1 vote, Salisbury North, C. Hay. 2 votes, Old Ignatians, D. McNeil. 3 votes, Old Ignatians, W. Abbott. Round 7, Seaton Ramblers versus Henley. 1 vote, Seaton Ramblers, K. Gatt. 2 votes, Henley, T. Broadbent. 3 votes, Henley, C. Schwarz. Foss Camden versus Broadview. 1 vote, Broadview, B. Yeomans. 2 votes, Broadview, J. O'Leary. 3 votes, Foss Camden, H. Papatolis. Sacred Heart Old Collegians versus Scotch Old Collegians. 1 vote, Scotch Old Collegians, R. Archie. 2 votes, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, J. Costa. 3 votes, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, O. Lovelock. Salisbury North versus Athelston. 1 vote, Salisbury North, C. Hay. 2 votes, Athelston, S. Monda. 3 votes, Salisbury North, P. Dryman. Glenunga versus Old Ignatians. 1 vote, Glenunga, J. Wunke. 2 votes, Glenunga, W. Staples. 3 votes, Old Ignatians, W. Abbott. Round 8, Broadview versus Seaton Ramblers. 1 vote, Seaton Ramblers, J. Kasianowicz. 2 votes, Seaton Ramblers, B. Harland. 3 votes, Seaton Ramblers, B. Wild. Foss Camden versus Glenunga. 1 vote, Glenunga, A. Haran. 2 votes, Glenunga, J. Wunke. 3 votes, Foss Camden, H. Papatolis. Henley versus Sacred Heart Old Collegians. 1 vote, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, J. Costa. 2 votes, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, A.S. Faha. 3 votes, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, B. Noble. Scotch Old Collegians versus Salisbury North. 1 vote, Salisbury North, C. Wilson. 2 votes, Scotch Old Collegians, T. Mackenzie. 3 votes, Scotch Old Collegians, P. Rolfe. Old Ignatians versus Athelston. 1 vote, Old Ignatians, S. Boots. 2 votes, Old Ignatians, W. Abbott. 3 votes, Old Ignatians, J. Manson. Round 9, Seaton Ramblers versus Foss Camden. 1 vote, Seaton Ramblers, L. Rochester. 2 votes, Foss Camden, H. Papatolis. 3 votes, Foss Camden, D. Grant. Sacred Heart Old Collegians versus Broadview. 1 vote, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, T. McDermott. 2 votes, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, S. Tapp. 3 votes, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, J. Costa. Salisbury North versus Henley. 1 vote, Henley, P. Sinor. 2 votes, Salisbury North, B. Hood. 3 votes, Salisbury North, C. Hay. Old Ignatians versus Scotch Old Collegians. 1 vote, Old Ignatians, W. Abbott. 2 votes, Old Ignatians, K. Reynolds. 3 votes, Old Ignatians, L. Comazetto. Glenunga versus Athelston. 1 vote, Athelston, L. Randa. 2 votes, Athelston, S. Danielle. 3 votes, Glenunga, M. McMahon. Round 10, Glenunga versus Seaton Ramblers. 1 vote, Seaton Ramblers, J. Gratz. 2 votes, Glenunga, N. Wunke. 3 votes, Glenunga, A. Haran. Sacred Heart Old Collegians versus Foss Camden. 1 vote, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, O. Lovelock. 2 votes, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, S. Tapp. 3 votes, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, B. Noble. Salisbury North versus Broadview. 1 vote, Broadview, C. Ianella. 2 votes, Salisbury North, D. Costanzo. 3 votes, Salisbury North, P. Dryman. Old Ignatians versus Henley. 1 vote, Henley, J. Enright. 2 votes, Old Ignatians, S. Boots. 3 votes, Old Ignatians, W. Abbott. Athelston versus Scotch Old Collegians. 1 vote, Athelston, A. Davies. 2 votes, Scotch Old Collegians, P. Rolfe. 3 votes, Athelston, B. Gill. And that completes the voting for round 10. And at this point, let's bring up the leaderboard. Round 11. Seaton Ramblers versus Sacred Heart Old Collegians. 1 vote, Seaton Ramblers, B. Harland. 2 votes, Seaton Ramblers, B. Wild. 3 votes, Seaton Ramblers, C. Annette. Foss Camden versus Salisbury North. 1 vote, Foss Camden, J. Whitford. 2 votes, Salisbury North, P. Dryman. 3 votes, Foss Camden, H. Papatolis. Broadview versus Old Ignatians. 1 vote, Broadview, C. Anyang. 2 votes, Broadview, J. Ralotta. 3 votes, Broadview, J. O'Leary. Athelston versus Henley. 1 vote, Henley, A. Corso. 2 votes, Athelston, M. Dickerson. 3 votes, Athelston, S. Danielle. Scotch Old Collegians versus Glenunga. 1 vote, Scotch Old Collegians, M. Marsland. 2 votes, Glenunga, O. Gasparin. 3 votes, Glenunga, A. Haran. Round 12. Salisbury North versus Seaton Ramblers. 1 vote, Seaton Ramblers, B. Harland. 2 votes, Salisbury North, T. Pearce. 3 votes, Salisbury North, D. Costanzo. Old Ignatians versus Foss Camden. 1 vote, Old Ignatians, D. McNeil. 2 votes, Old Ignatians, B. De Prince. 3 votes, Foss Camden, H. Papatolis. Athelston versus Broadview. 1 vote, Broadview, C. and Yang. 2 votes, Broadview, B. Yeomans. 3 votes, Broadview, J. O'Leary. Scotch Old Collegians versus Henley. 1 vote, Scotch Old Collegians, S. Hargraves. 2 votes, Scotch Old Collegians, P. Rolfe. 3 votes, Scotch Old Collegians, M. Marsland. Glenunga versus Sacred Heart. 1 vote, Glenunga, A. Haran. 2 votes, Glenunga, D. Mitchell. 3 votes, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, S. Tapp. Round 13, Seaton Ramblers versus Old Ignatians. 1 vote, Old Ignatians, W. Abbott. 2 votes, Seaton Ramblers, L. Rochester. 3 votes, Old Ignatians, S. Boots. Athelston versus Foss Camden. 1 vote, Athelston, L. Randa. 2 votes, Foss Camden, D. Bonici. 3 votes, Foss Camden, H. Papatolis. Broadview versus Scotch Old Collegians. 1 vote, Scotch Old Collegians, M. Marsland. 2 votes, Broadview, K. Russell. 3 votes, Scotch Old Collegians, A. Kitto. Henley versus Glenunga. 1 vote, Henley, J. Enright. 2 votes, Glenunga, J. Wunke. 3 votes, Glenunga, M. McMahon. Sacred Heart Old Collegians versus Salisbury North. 1 vote, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, D. Proud. 2 votes, Salisbury North, D. Costanzo. 3 votes, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, J. Costa. Round 14. Athelston versus Seaton Ramblers. 1 vote, Seaton Ramblers, L. Vasey. 2 votes, Athelston, A. Van Wyck. 3 votes, Athelston, J. Boss. Scotch Old Collegians versus Foss Camden. 1 vote, Scotch Old Collegians, D. King. 2 votes, Foss Camden, A. Bergsma. 3 votes, Scotch Old Collegians, M. Marsland. Henley versus Broadview. 1 vote, Broadview, J. O'Leary. 2 votes, Henley, H. Jessen. 3 votes, Henley, L. Sheffield. Old Ignatians versus Sacred Heart Old Collegians. 1 vote, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, H. Duncan. 2 votes, Old Ignatians, J. Manson. 3 votes, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, S. Tapp. Salisbury North versus Glenunga. 1 vote, Glenunga, J. Wunke. 2 votes, Salisbury North, T. Pearce. 3 votes, Glenunga, A. Haran. Round 15, Seaton Ramblers versus Broadview. 1 vote, Broadview, J. O'Leary. 2 votes, Seaton Ramblers, B. Harland. 3 votes, Seaton Ramblers, L. Rochester. Glenunga versus Foss Camden. 1 vote, Glenunga, D. Mitchell. 2 votes, Glenunga, J. Wunke. 3 votes, Glenunga, M. McMahon. Sacred Heart Old Collegians versus Henley. 1 vote, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, H. Duncan. 2 votes, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, O. Lovelock. 3 votes, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, T. McDermott. Salisbury North versus Scotch Old Collegians. 1 vote, Scotch Old Collegians, M. Marsland. 2 votes, Salisbury North, P. Dryman. 3 votes, Salisbury North, D. Costanzo. Athelston versus Old Ignatians. 1 vote, Athelston, A. Owen. 2 votes, Old Ignatians, S. Boots. 3 votes, Old Ignatians, H. Ferrari. And that completes the voting for round 15. Time now to flick across to the leaderboard. Round 16, Foss Camden versus Seaton Ramblers. 1 vote, Seaton Ramblers, B. Wild. 2 votes, Foss Camden, A. Scholes. 3 votes, Foss Camden, H. Papatolis. Broadview versus Sacred Heart Old Collegians. 1 vote, Broadview, J. O'Leary. 2 votes, Broadview, T. McKenzie. 3 votes, Broadview, B. Yeomans. Henley versus Salisbury North. 1 vote, Henley, S. Baker. 2 votes, Henley, T. Pillion. 3 votes, Salisbury North, C. Hay. Scotch Old Collegians versus Old Ignatians. 1 vote, Scotch Old Collegians, M. Marsland. 2 votes, Old Ignatians, K. Reynolds. 3 votes, Old Ignatians, C. McPherson. Athelston versus Glenunga. 1 vote, Athelston, S. Monda. 2 votes, Glenunga, A. Haran. 3 votes, Glenunga, L. Bennett. And that completes the voting for round 16. Let's flip across to the leaderboard now, and we can see that after round 16, Henry Papatoulis has an unassailable lead. He is going to win the FA Block medal. Congratulations to Henry Papatoulis of the Foss Camden Football Club. Round 17. Seaton Ramblers versus Scotch Old Collegians. 1 vote, Scotch Old Collegians, R. Archie. 2 votes, Scotch Old Collegians, J. Lagonic. 3 votes, Scotch Old Collegians, P. Rolf. Foss Camden versus Henley. 1 vote, Henley, H. Jessen. 2 votes, Foss Camden, H. Papatoulis. 3 votes, Henley, J. Lean. Glenunga versus Broadview. 1 vote, Broadview, B. Yeomans. 2 votes, Glenunga, T. Beard. 3 votes, Glenunga, S. Abel. Athelston versus Sacred Heart Old Collegians. 1 vote, Athelston, J. Davies. 2 votes, Athelston, S. Monda. 3 votes, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, N. Forster. Salisbury North versus Old Ignatians. 1 vote, Old Ignatians, T. Big. 2 votes, Salisbury North, J. Kell Prosser. 3 votes, Salisbury North, T. Pearce. And that completes the voting for round 17. Round 18. Henley versus Seaton Ramblers. 1 vote, Henley, H. Jessen. 2 votes, Henley, P. Sinor. 3 votes, Seaton Ramblers, K. Gatt. Scotch Old Collegians versus Sacred Heart Old Collegians. 1 vote, Scotch Old Collegians, M. Marsland. 2 votes, Scotch Old Collegians, A. Kitto. 3 votes, Scotch Old Collegians, W. McGinty. Athelston versus Salisbury North. 1 vote, Athelston, A. Van Wyck. 2 votes, Athelston, K. Nurton. 3 votes, Athelston, S. Danielle. Old Ignatians versus Glenunga. 1 vote, Old Ignatians, M. Brunoli. 2 votes, Glenunga, A. Haran. 3 votes, Old Ignatians, J. Centenera. Broadview versus Foss Camden. 1 vote, Foss Camden, A. Scholes. 2 votes, Broadview, J. O'Leary. 3 votes, Foss Camden, H. Papatoulis. And that concludes the voting for the Breakthrough Mental Health Division 2 2021 FA Block Medal. And I can confirm with 35 votes, the winner from the Foss Camden Football Club is Henry Papatoulis. Congratulations, Henry. What an outstanding season. Before we cross live to the Foss Camden Footy Club to make the presentation, let's just take a look at the final leaderboard. And it's an incredible 14-vote victory to Henry Papatoulis. He finishes on 35 votes, 14 votes, as I said, ahead of Glenunga's Alex Haran and Broadview's J. O'Leary, both of them on 21 votes. Both of them picked up votes in the final round too, so that was a thrilling little chase for the podium finish. Salisbury North had a pair in 4th and 5th respectively. Callum Hay, what a star he is. We know so much about him. And Paul Dryman there on 14 votes, alongside Glenunga's Michael McMahon, Old Ignatians William Abbott, no stranger to medal nights here at the Adelaide Footy League. And rounding out our leaderboard from Scotch Old Collegians, Peter Rolfe on 13 votes. That's the leaderboard in the Breakthrough Mental Health Division 2 Fred Block medal.
Well, welcome and congratulations to our 2021 Division 2 FA Block medal winner, Henry Papatolis from the Foss Camden Football Club. How good's that? Of course, he won with a massive 35 votes, 14 votes ahead of Jay O'Leary at Broadview and Alex Harron of Glenunga. First of all, a toast to Henry. We will ask that you remain seated, but raise your glasses, please.
Thank you, boy.
To Henry! So we'll get proceedings underway, and I guess there's some people you'd like to thank first of all. Henry, from the football club, first of all.
Firstly, I'd like to thank Damien Minervini. His first year here, he's done an outstanding job with the young group. Also, like to thank teammates, especially our captain, Sam Inglis. He's been amazing for this year with helping us get the team together and, leading from the front. So, it's been good. The committee, all the sponsors as well, getting around us each home game. We get a big crowd, as most of you will know. So, it's been really good. And, my brother Will for being by my side every game. And, pretty much the reason why I came back to Foster's play with him. So, it's been good.
And a couple of things on the first personal side. You got a partner or family, a couple of friends, whatever. Hello, here we go. Anyone that you'd like to thank along those lines?
Yeah, Brandy's up the back with the camera, so thanks, Brandy. Girlfriend, obviously, she's been amazing, huge part of the last year and my footy. Mum and Dad, Mum's at work tonight, but Dad's here cheering on. He's been big for the club. He runs the bar side of things, and my other brother, Mikey, we run a business together, and he's always making sure that during footy season, footy's first. And lastly, Grandpa for coming out to every game, even if it's at Salisbury or Athelston. He makes sure he gets to it. It's a bit far for him to travel sometimes, but he comes and supports all the team. And take my hat off to you.
Thanks, Henry. We've covered some of the very important people in your life. What do you reckon, folks? We'll ask a few questions about Henry Papatolis himself. Mate, what is your nickname, first of all?
Most commonly known as Hank or Papa. Yeah, but
Is that it?
what we could say on air. Your junior club, and how long have you been at Foss Camden?
Junior club was Foss. I've been here since I reckon 05, 06. And then had a few years off just after school finished to give Samful a crack, but just wasn't for me with my work life. So I came back here and I'll be here forever, I reckon.
Tell us what position you play. Probably easy to guess.
Midfield.
Okay, folks, here's the big pointy question. Do you like to run forward and kick the goals, or do you like to run into the back line and help out?
Oh, try help the back six, but try get goals when I can. Snuck a few late, so it's good.
And how do you handle the taggers? Do you handle them yourself, or you rely on your brother and the captain and a few others to handle the taggers?
Try rely on the players, but Sam McGill comes late and he always helps me out. Riley Carter helps me out as well, but they're usually not too bad. They're kind to me.
So tell us, Henry, how do we build an elite footballer, the motor and the mindset? Obviously, the people around you are very important, but what do you do in the off-season or pre-season? Much different? Gym, running, stretching, recovery, goal setting, any mental work? What did you do?
The probably only thing I did different was Pilates, And I tell you, it definitely helped my footy a lot more, got more.
just preempting, just in case. And pre-game nerves. How do you cope pre-game?
Don't really get that nervous before games. I was a bit nervous before the final against Old Iggy's. But yeah, just got to attack the footy and just think about your own game and make sure you're doing the best for the team. So that's about it.
Very good. Sound pretty level-headed, mate. When the game's on, how do you actually focus on the game and on the ball and not get distracted?
Oh, it's a tough one.
It's like an interview, mate.
Yeah.
60 minutes.
Just try, play my own game, do the best I can for the team, and if Minners wants me to, do a role for someone or help someone out, I'll just put my hand up and always available to help out the players to make sure they're obviously improving, getting better, and getting the footy as well. So, no, it's been a good year.
And you play through a whole full quarter, which is very important.
Yeah, that's one of our 10 commandments. You would say, always play to the siren. So, we make sure we do that every game.
Henry Papatolis, let us know, mate. Are you chatty to the umpires?
So, if they piss me off, not overly. There's definitely a few others in the crowd that are a bit worse than me, and I tell them to tone it down. But you can't. Sometimes you got to have a bit of lip just for a bit of banter.
Yes, fair call. All right, final question. Plans for the evening? Look out! It's a chock-a-block down here at the club. Plans for the evening after this?
Well, my brother's just rocked up, and I'm hoping he covers me tomorrow morning, and I might head out with the boys to the city. So,
Well, so everyone here and around the league would like to wish you congratulations. Henry Papatolis, you are a worthy winner. You are a medalist for life. Thanks for watching, everyone, and enjoy the night.
Cross live to Tony Neal at the Foss Camden Football Club to make the presentation of the 2021 FA Block Medal to Henry Papatolis. The Adelaide Footy League, strengthening communities through footy. Welcome to the 2021 Keith Sims OAM medal count. Before we begin, we acknowledge the traditional owners of country across Australia on which we play our great game, and we pay our respects to them, their culture, and elders past and present. Keith Sims, a life member since 1978, was awarded an OAM in 2003 for his service to sport, particularly through the South Australian Amateur Football League. The count begins shortly, but of course we're getting particularly excited for what's going to be an outstanding Sip and Save Division 1 Grand Final at Richmond Oval on Saturday afternoon. Good luck to both teams, but please enjoy the evening and join us in celebrating our champions tonight. Before we get into the count, we would like to thank our 2021 major partners: Channel 9, 9 News, West End, Sharon, Police Credit Union, Catch.com.au, Breakthrough Mental Health, Carnet Adelaide, Sip and Save, The Hurley Group, and Guardall Security. And our valued partners: Powerade, Villy's Bakery, Cinderella's Commercial Cleaning, The Safety Hub, Wakefield Sports Clinic, The Arkabar, Greyhound Racing SA, and our apparel and medical suppliers. The Adelaide Footy League also supports the following charities: Breakthrough Mental Health, Childhood Cancer Association, and MND. Okay, it's time to get into the count for the Division 1 Sip and Save Keith Sims medal. Before we do so, let's take a look at the leaderboard at the end of round 5. And we can see Jack Trengo from Prince Alfred is out by 2 on 9 votes. Tom Carter there from Goody Saints on 7 votes. Lachlan McNamara, also from Prince Alfred Old Collegians, is tied for 3rd on 6 alongside St Peter's Old Collegians' Charlie Allen. Harrison Boyle from Brighton Bombers on 5 votes alongside Liam Davis of Payneham Norwood Union. That's the leaderboard for round 5. Let's get into the voting for round 6. Round 6. Payneham Norwood Union versus Ross Trevor Old Collegians. 1 vote, Payneham Norwood Union, A. Giannini. 2 votes, Ross Trevor Old Collegians, D. Reinbrecht. 3 votes, Ross Trevor Old Collegians, L. Manuel. Brighton Bombers versus St Peter's Old Collegians. 1 vote, St Peter's Old Collegians, H. Cudmore. 2 votes, Brighton Bombers, N. Osborne. 3 votes, Brighton Bombers, J. Plenty. Port District versus Unley Mercedes Jets. 1 vote, Port District, L. Sharrod. 2 votes, Port District, G. Shepherd. 3 votes, Unley Mercedes Jets, A. Cabaz. Tea Tree Gully versus Adelaide University. 1 vote, Tea Tree Gully. Tea Tree Gully, M. Stent. Goodwood Saints versus Prince Alfred Old Collegians. 1 vote, Prince Alfred Old Collegians, W. Dalwood. 2 votes, Goodwood Saints, T. Anderson. 3 votes, Goodwood Saints, N. Homburg. Round 7. Ross Trevor Old Collegians versus Brighton Bombers. 1 vote, Ross Trevor Old Collegians, L. Manuel. 2 votes, Brighton Bombers, D. Lang. 3 votes, Ross Trevor Old Collegians, T. Bacanello. St Peter's Old Collegians versus Port District. 1 vote, Port District, H. Hawkins. 2 votes, St Peter's Old Collegians, N. McGill. 3 votes, Port District, M. Gaffney. Adelaide University versus Payneham Norwood Union. 1 vote, Payneham Norwood Union, L. Davis. 2 votes, Payneham Norwood Union, D. Orcello. 3 votes, Payneham Norwood Union, A. Giannini. Prince Alfred Old Collegians versus Tea Tree Gully. 1 vote, Prince Alfred Old Collegians, A. Perryman. 2 votes, Prince Alfred Old Collegians, C. Giles. 3 votes, Prince Alfred Old Collegians, B. Woolard. Unley Mercedes Jets versus Goodwood Saints. 1 vote, Unley Mercedes Jets, S. Foster. 2 votes, Unley Mercedes Jets, R. Fairman. 3 votes, Unley Mercedes Jets, O. Cheeseman. Round 8. Port District versus Ross Trevor Old Collegians. 1 vote, Port District, T. Heffernan. 2 votes, Port District, F. Thorne. 3 votes, Ross Trevor Old Collegians, J. Jordan. St Peter's Old Collegians versus Only Mercedes Jets. 1 vote, St Peter's Old Collegians, T. Matsouliadis. 2 votes, St Peter's Old Collegians, J. McClay. 3 votes, Only Mercedes Jets, S. Foster. Brighton Bombers versus Adelaide University. 1 vote, Brighton Bombers, D. Lang. 2 votes, Adelaide University, M. Langridge. 3 votes, Adelaide University, R. Marini. Payneham Norwood Union versus Prince Alfred Old Collegians. 1 vote, Payneham Norwood Union, K. Rookie. 2 votes, Prince Alfred Old Collegians, L. McNamara. 3 votes, Payneham Norwood Union, A. Wilson. Tea Tree Gully versus Goodwood Saints. 1 vote, Goodwood Saints, A. Perella. 2 votes, Tea Tree Gully, C. Schoenmakers. 3 votes, Goodwood Saints, T. Barry. Round 9. Ross Trevor Old Collegians versus St Peter's Old Collegians. 1 vote, St Peter's Old Collegians, N. McGill. 2 votes, Ross Trevor Old Collegians, D. McCallum. 3 votes, Ross Trevor Old Collegians, D. Reinbrecht. Adelaide University versus Port District. 1 vote, Port District, T. Carter. 2 votes, Port District, D. Pearce. 3 votes, Adelaide University, B. Adams. Prince Alfred Old Collegians versus Brighton Bombers. 1 vote, Prince Alfred Old Collegians, H. Jolly. 2 votes, Prince Alfred Old Collegians, L. McNamara. 3 votes, Brighton Bombers, N. Osborne. Goodwood Saints versus Payneham Norwood Union. 1 vote, Goodwood Saints, T. Carter. 2 votes, Payneham Norwood Union, A. Wilson. 3 votes, Payneham Norwood Union, D. Orcello. Only Mercedes Jets versus Tea Tree Gully. 1 vote, Tea Tree Gully, C. Schoenmakers. 2 votes, Tea Tree Gully, D. Schoenmakers. 3 votes, Tea Tree Gully, I. Hewson. Round 10. Only Mercedes Jets versus Ross Trevor Old Collegians. 1 vote, Ross Trevor Old Collegians, L. Manuel. 2 votes, Only Mercedes Jets, O. Cheeseman. 3 votes, Ross Trevor Old Collegians, S. Lanzoni. Adelaide University versus St Peter's Old Collegians. 1 vote, Adelaide University, B. Adams. 2 votes, Adelaide University, M. Langridge. 3 votes, Adelaide University, R. Marini. Prince Alfred Old Collegians versus Port District. 1 vote, Prince Alfred Old Collegians, O. Clark. 2 votes, Prince Alfred Old Collegians, L. McNamara. 3 votes, Prince Alfred Old Collegians, J. Trengove. Goodwood Saints versus Brighton Bombers. 1 vote, Goodwood Saints, J. Carter. 2 votes, Brighton Bombers, O. Carthy. 3 votes, Goodwood Saints, T. Carter. Tea Tree Gully versus Payneham Norwood Union. 1 vote, Payneham Norwood Union, L. Webb. 2 votes, Tea Tree Gully, I. Hewson. 3 votes, Payneham Norwood Union, D. Orcello. And that completes the voting for round 10. Okay, let's take a look at the leaderboard at the end of round 10, and we can see it's a tie at the top between 2 of the boys from the Prince Alfred Old Collegians Footy Club. Lachlan McNamara and Jack Trengove tied on 12 votes, just 1 behind Tom Carter from Goodwood Saints. Dylan Orcello, Payneham Norwood Union, is in 4th. Nigel Osborne, last year's winner, he's moved up nicely into 5th position, alongside Chad Schoenmakers of Tea Tree Gully. Rounding out our leaderboard, another former winner, Tim Baccanello from Ross Trevor Old Collegians. That's the leaderboard at the end of round 10. Let's get back into the count now with round 11. Ross Trevor Old Collegians versus Adelaide University. 1 vote, Ross Trevor Old Collegians, L. Manuel. 2 votes, Adelaide University, M. Langridge. 3 votes, Ross Trevor Old Collegians, J. Jordan. St Peter's Old Collegians versus Prince Alfred Old Collegians. 1 vote, Prince Alfred Old Collegians, J. Trengove. 2 votes, Prince Alfred Old Collegians, O. Clark. 3 votes, Prince Alfred Old Collegians, M. Slee. Port District versus Goodwood Saints. 1 vote, Goodwood Saints, B. Holzbauer. 2 votes, Port District, J. Batty. 3 votes, Port District, L. Sharrod. Brighton Bombers versus Tea Tree Gully. 1 vote, Tea Tree Gully, B. Latham. 2 votes, Tea Tree Gully, C. Sandico. 3 votes, Tea Tree Gully, T. West. Payneham Norwood Union versus Only Mercedes Jets. 1 vote, Only Mercedes Jets, A. Cabaz. 2 votes, Payneham Norwood Union, B. Ansell. 3 votes, Payneham Norwood Union, L. Webb. Round 12. Prince Alfred Old Collegians versus Ross Trevor Old Collegians. 1 vote, Prince Alfred Old Collegians, C. Giles. 2 votes, Prince Alfred Old Collegians, A. Perryman. 3 votes, Prince Alfred Old Collegians, O. Clark. Goodwood Saints versus St Peter's Old Collegians. 1 vote, Goodwood Saints, T. Carter. 2 votes, Goodwood Saints, N. Favretto. 3 votes, Goodwood Saints, M. Ellis. Tea Tree Gully versus Port District. 1 vote, Tea Tree Gully, P. Persinos. 2 votes, Tea Tree Gully, M. Stent. 3 votes, Tea Tree Gully, C. Schoenmakers. Payneham Norwood Union versus Brighton Bombers. 1 vote, Brighton Bombers, T. Dixon. 2 votes, Payneham Norwood Union, M. Hodges. 3 votes, Payneham Norwood Union, S. Agorastos. Only Mercedes Jets versus Adelaide University. 1 vote, Adelaide University, R. Marini. 2 votes, Only Mercedes Jets, C. Amiento. 3 votes, Adelaide University, B. Adams. Round 13, Ross Trevor Old Collegians versus Goodwood Saints. 1 vote, Ross Trevor Old Collegians, P. Dawson. 2 votes, Goodwood Saints, B. McCready. 3 votes, Ross Trevor Old Collegians, S. Lanzoni. St Peter's Old Collegians versus Tea Tree Gully. 1 vote, St Peter's Old Collegians, T. Schulz. 2 votes, St Peter's Old Collegians, J. McClay. 3 votes, Tea Tree Gully, T. West. Port District versus Payneham Norwood Union. 1 vote, Payneham Norwood Union, A. Giannini. 2 votes, Payneham Norwood Union, A. Wilson. 3 votes, Payneham Norwood Union, L. Davis. Brighton Bombers versus Only Mercedes Jets. 1 vote, Brighton Bombers, D. Lang. 2 votes, Brighton Bombers, H. Boyle. 3 votes, Brighton Bombers, N. Osborne. Adelaide University versus Prince Alfred Old Collegians. 1 vote, Prince Alfred Old Collegians, O. Clark. 2 votes, Prince Alfred Old Collegians, J. Neal. 3 votes, Prince Alfred Old Collegians, T. Brazel. Round 14, Ross Trevor Old Collegians versus Payneham Norwood Union. 1 vote, Ross Trevor Old Collegians, J. Butterworth. 2 votes, Payneham Norwood Union, N. Jolly. 3 votes, Payneham Norwood Union, D. Pippett. Only Mercedes Jets versus Port District. 1 vote, Port District, G. Shepherd. 2 votes, Port District, T. Heffernan. 3 votes, Port District, L. Sharrod. Adelaide University versus Tea Tree Gully. 1 vote, Tea Tree Gully, C. Schoenmakers. 2 votes, Tea Tree Gully, I. Hewson. 3 votes, Tea Tree Gully, J. Robinson. Round 15, Ross Trevor Old Collegians versus Port District. 1 vote, Port District, L. Ferns. 2 votes, Ross Trevor Old Collegians, L. Manuel. 3 votes, Port District, L. Sharrod. Only Mercedes Jets versus St Peter's Old Collegians. 1 vote, St Peter's Old Collegians, N. McGill. 2 votes, St Peter's Old Collegians, J. Duncan. 3 votes, St Peter's Old Collegians, J. Hargraves. Adelaide University versus Brighton Bombers. 1 vote, Adelaide University, R. Marini. 2 votes, Brighton Bombers, J. Wheatra. 3 votes, Adelaide University, B. Adams. Prince Alfred Old Collegians versus Payneham Norwood Union. 1 vote, Prince Alfred Old Collegians, W. Dowwood. 2 votes, Prince Alfred Old Collegians, T. Fisher. 3 votes, Prince Alfred Old Collegians, H. Jolly. Goodwood Saints versus Tea Tree Gully. 1 vote, Goodwood Saints, D. Care. 2 votes, Tea Tree Gully, B. Penny. 3 votes, Goodwood Saints, N. Favretto. And that completes the voting for round 15. So time now to look at the leaderboard at the end of round 15, and my goodness, it is tight at the top. Jack Trengove, Chad Schoenmakers and Louis Sharrod all tied at the top on 13 votes. And then look at the absolute logjam behind them. Tom Carter just won back on 12 alongside Lachlan McNamara and Nigel Osborne. He's a big chance of going back-to-back in the Keith Sims medal. So tight, we've got to go across to the second page of the leaderboard. Dylan Orcello and Ben Adams are there on 10 votes. James Jordan from Ross Trevor and Liam Davis from Prince Alfred on 9 as well. That wraps up what is an absolutely congested leaderboard. So many chances to the end of round 15. Round 16, St Peter's Old Collegians versus Ross Trevor Old Collegians. 1 vote, St Peter's Old Collegians, M. Clawton. 2 votes, St Peter's Old Collegians, J. O'Brien. 3 votes, St Peter's Old Collegians, J. McClay. Port District versus Adelaide University. 1 vote, Port District, K. Gabuma. 2 votes, Adelaide University, C. Noonan. 3 votes, Adelaide University, B. Adams. Brighton Bombers versus Prince Alfred Old Collegians. 1 vote, Prince Alfred Old Collegians, J. Trengove. 2 votes, Prince Alfred Old Collegians, W. Dalwood. 3 votes, Prince Alfred Old Collegians, M. Slee. Payneham Norwood Union versus Goodwood Saints. 1 vote, Goodwood Saints, B. McCready. 2 votes, Goodwood Saints, S. Crook. 3 votes, Goodwood Saints, R. Slape. Tea Tree Gully versus Only Mercedes Jets. 1 vote, Tea Tree Gully, C. Schoenmakers. 2 votes, Tea Tree Gully, B. Penny. 3 votes, Tea Tree Gully, D. Schoenmakers. And that completes the voting for round 16. So time now to turn our attention back to the leaderboard at the end of round 16. It is still particularly tight at the top. Jack Trengove from Prince Alfred on 14. He's in a tie with Chad Schoenmakers from Tea Tree Gully. Schoenmakers, of course, the winner of the Division 2 medal last year, so he's a chance to go back-to-back. Ben Adams, Adelaide University, Louis Sharrod from Port District, both there tied for third on 13. Nigel Osborne, still an absolutely huge chance to go back-to-back in the Keith Sims medal. He's alongside Tom Carter and Lachlan McNamara. Dylan Orcello from Payneham Norwood Union rounds out a leaderboard on 10 votes. There are still so many live chances. With just 2 rounds to go, let's head back to the count, and it's round 17. Round 17. Payneham Norwood Union versus St Peter's Old Collegians. 1 vote, St Peter's Old Collegians, N. McGill. 2 votes, Payneham Norwood Union, K. Rookie. 3 votes, Payneham Norwood Union, J. O'Leary. Brighton Bombers versus Port District. 1 vote, Port District, L. Sharrod. 2 votes, Port District, J. Niskahus. 3 votes, Port District, T. Heffernan. Goodwood Saints versus Adelaide University. 1 vote, Goodwood Saints, B. McCready. 2 votes, Goodwood Saints, N. Homburg. 3 votes, Goodwood Saints, M. Ellis. Tea Tree Gully versus Ross Trevor Old Collegians. 1 vote, Ross Trevor Old Collegians, D. Reinbrecht. 2 votes, Tea Tree Gully, B. Penny. 3 votes, Tea Tree Gully, M. Stent. Prince Alfred Old Collegians versus Only Mercedes Jets. 1 vote, Prince Alfred Old Collegians, H. Jolly. 2 votes, Prince Alfred Old Collegians, T. Bartlett. 3 votes, Prince Alfred Old Collegians, J. Trengove. And that concludes the voting for round 17. So back to the leaderboard at the end of round 17, and we know one thing. Jack Trengove will be a Keith Sims medalist for 2021. He's on 17 votes after collecting the full 3 in round 17. It means that he is guaranteed a medal, and it's still particularly exciting because there's a big opportunity for Chad Schoenmakers to tie him. He sits on 14 votes. Louis Sharrod on 14 as well. We know he can't win the medal tonight. Ben Adams, Adelaide University on 13 is in 4th position. Nigel Osborne, well, he's going to miss out on the back-to-back, but he's had another outstanding year alongside Tom Carter from Goodwood Saints and Lachlan McNamara at Prince Alfred. Dylan Orcello from Payneham Norwood Union, he rounds out our leaderboard on 10 votes. We're heading back to the count for round 18. Trengove a winner. Can we make it 2? Round 18. Brighton Bombers versus Ross Trevor Old Collegians. 1 vote, Brighton Bombers, B. Tate. 2 votes, Brighton Bombers, H. Boyle. 3 votes, Brighton Bombers, J. Boyle. Port District versus St Peter's Old Collegians. 1 vote, Port District, T. Carter. 2 votes, St Peter's Old Collegians, J. O'Brien. 3 votes, St Peter's Old Collegians, L. Mitchell. Payneham Norwood Union versus Adelaide University. 1 vote, Payneham Norwood Union, D. Orcello. 2 votes, Payneham Norwood Union, M. Hodges. 3 votes, Payneham Norwood Union, K. Rookie. Goodwood Saints versus Only Mercedes Jets. 1 vote, Goodwood Saints, T. Carter. 2 votes, Goodwood Saints, S. Lauby. 3 votes, Goodwood Saints, J. Heitman. Tea Tree Gully versus Prince Alfred Old Collegians. 1 vote, Tea Tree Gully, I. Hewson. 2 votes, Prince Alfred Old Collegians, O. Clark. 3 votes, Prince Alfred Old Collegians, H. Jolly. That concludes the voting for the Sip and Save Division 1 Keith Sims medal, and I can confirm that the winner, with 17 votes, from Prince Alfred Old Collegians Football Club, is Jack Trengove. So congratulations to Jack Trengove of the Reds. He survives an absolutely thrilling count for the Keith Sims medal. He wins by 3 from Chad Schoenmakers. What an outstanding season he has had. Back-to-back almost after winning the Fred Block medal last year. Tied for second with Louis Sharrett from Port District. Ben Adams in 4th alongside Tom Carter, who had a wonderful season for Goodwood Saints. Nigel Osborne on 12 votes. What an outstanding defence of the Keith Sims medal that was, alongside Lachlan McNamara from Prince Alfred Old Collegians. But the winner of the 2021 Keith Sims OAM medal for the best and fairest player in Sip and Save Division 1, Jack Trengove from Prince Alfred Old Collegians. I'm at the Sussex Hotel. I'm here at the home of the Prince Alfred Old Collegians Football Club, and alongside me is the 2021 Sip and Save Division 1 Keith Sims medalist, Jack Trengove. Having a big round of applause for Jack on his season 2021. Jack, before we get into the our little conversation, I will invite your chairman, Michael Siciliano, from the Prince Alfred Old Collegians Football Club, to present you with the Keith Sims medal on behalf of the league. And the jacket.
Oh, still got the tag.
Still got the tag. Jack, congratulations. Just describe your year. It's obviously been outstanding, but the club has been outstanding as well. So it must have been great fun for you this year, having a great year yourself in amongst a team that's had some real success.
Definitely. I think, after last year, it was obviously impacted by COVID and we probably didn't perform the way that we wanted as a club. So, we went away and, to be honest, this year's been the most enjoyable year of footy I've ever had. Just a great bunch of blokes, and it obviously helps when you have a bit of success on the field as well and win more games than you lose. So the big focus for us is just to finish off really well this Saturday, though.
Forget medals for a second. I mean, everyone knows your story. You've had awful luck with injury. You must be just relieved. I think you've played every game this year. It must be great that your body's held up.
Yeah, it's been one of the first years that I've played every game for a while. I don't know, I guess you can look back and say you've been unlucky, but at the same time, I feel like I've been incredibly lucky to have had the career that I've had. And, it's an absolute dream to finish off to play some footy at the PAC Old Scholars. A lot of old schoolmates and guys that, a lot younger than me now. I'm a bit of a fossil these days, but there's no better club to be at the moment. Just the vibe on a Tuesday and Thursday night at training, and it's just a hell of a lot of fun. So, as I said, I'd love it to finish off on an even better note this weekend.
Narracourt boy, spent some time with Sturt the Sandful. Of course, we know your story to the AFL, back to the Sandful, and now back into the Adelaide Footy League. Not everyone who's gone through that journey has been able to stay, maintain the passion. How have you been able to stay motivated to play good football at this level?
It's an interesting one. I guess you always reflect back and think about, why you got out on a Saturday morning back in Narracourt days, when you can't see the other end of the oval because of the fog's there. And, it's just that real passion. And I guess for me, missed a bit of footy with injury and things like that. So I don't know, if anything, it probably just makes you appreciate it even more, just having a healthy body and being out there, being able to play with your mates. And I mean, we work incredibly hard in the pre-season and away from sort of the footy club to sort of get ourselves in the best shape. So you just got to really make the most of it, enjoy every moment, because you're a long time retired, and there were moments there I didn't think I was going to play footy again. So I just cherish every moment that I'm out there now.
Let's talk about family for just briefly. Mum, Deb, Dad, Colin, I think. My understanding is Dad's had a couple of health battles in recent times. This will be a nice bit of medicine for him, won't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think he's missed a game this year. He's not here tonight, so he mustn't have got the memo that I was a chance. But he's had his battles as well, but he's incredibly inspiring and just keeps battling away. And hopefully he gets to the end of his sort of chemo treatment in the end of October. So we'll sit down and enjoy a few glasses of red then.
There's another person with a surname Trengove who's no stranger to medals. She's now Jess Stenson. But around the family dinner table at some stage, will Keith Sims medal match up to 2 Commonwealth bronze medals?
Nah, nowhere near it. This won't even get a mention, to be honest. But she's doing incredibly well herself, and hopefully on to bigger and better things in the future as well. I think she's got her eyes on Paris, so see how she goes.
Let's just touch base about what's going to be a massive game on Saturday afternoon. You take on Payneham Norwood Union, one of the most respected clubs in the league. Incredible names, chaired by Gary McIntosh, Jace Bodie as coach. I mean, Orcello, Balderstone. There are so many good players right throughout that club. It's going to be a fantastic game. You're obviously going with a bit of confidence because you've got a great record, but it will be a real test.
Yeah, they are an incredible club. All the names you just mentioned, they've, they're probably going to field their best side they've had for the year this weekend, and so are we. So, I mean, we've had some great battles so far. We've been lucky enough to play them twice, and we know what they're going to bring, and they probably know what we're going to bring as well. But for us, it's all built on our consistency, and we've proven this year that we are a very consistent footy team, and consistent right across the board. I mean, it only showed in the votes there. There was a lot of guys getting votes every week. Our bottom 6 players are the strongest that this club's ever had, I think, which is, a key ingredient to being successful as a footy team. So we're not relying on any one individual at any one time. So that's the beautiful thing about this team.
Last time you met the Falcons, winners by 65 points. You haven't lost since May, but they were the last team to beat you. I think you got you by a couple of points towards the end of May. Do you take anything? Do you learn anything from those 2 results?
Yeah, no, we definitely learned a lot from that first one. We lost the unlosable game, really. I think we were 5 goals up with about 5 minutes to go, and everything that could go wrong did go wrong. So, to be honest, it was probably the best thing for us because it made us really, knuckle down and really work hard. And when we got the next opportunity to play them, a couple of months later, we really wanted to prove a point, and they came hard at us again. And we were able to sort of see them off that time. And I've got no doubt that they're a great club, as we said. They're going to come really hard at us this weekend. And I think we're up for the fight there, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Finance analyst at Lanyon, I think. Have you got a day booked off Monday?
Maybe. I may have hinted to the boss that I might be a bit worse for wear Monday morning, but definitely if we win, I won't be going in Monday, and maybe not Tuesday as well.
Last one, mate. I know you'd be, very proud of your family, your wife in particular, Sarah. My understanding is she is very well credentialed in medicine. My understanding is she's in hot demand right around Australia for the work she does as a medico. I know there's a lot of people here that hope you're going to be hanging around here for a lot longer, but just take us through your family and, your relationship with your fiance. She's from Melbourne, so you've brought her over here. Can we hope that you're going to be back here next year?
I think Sis is trying to find her a job anywhere he can at the moment. She's been great. We were actually supposed to be married and got delayed in March, so we're fingers crossed we'll get her over the line in December in Melbourne. But now she moved over here and she started her own career here now, and hopefully she's pretty settled. And I think we might be here for a while, but we'll wait and see. And I've got a lot of people to thank in terms of my family. Like you mentioned, mum and dad and my sisters, they're amazing supports, and Sarah is as well. So, it's only amateur footy, but we still put in a lot of time and effort. I know Craig Pitt's wife barely sees him during the week because he puts in so much effort for us. So, it's a lot of sacrifice from those around us, but it's all worthwhile when we go out and do what we enjoy on weekends.
You mentioned thank yous. I might just give you the opportunity just to say a few thank yous now. You take the mic, mate.
Yeah. I guess, I just thank my family. They're obviously huge for me and a massive support. Family is everything to me. So I think mum is up the back. I was wondering why she was here earlier, but they are massive for me. The others, probably the footy club. This is my second year here. I always sort of, even my time in the AFL and SANFL, always looked fondly at the old Reds and thought one day I might be able to pull on a Guernsey. And so thankful for the chance that I've had to the last couple of years to pull on this Guernsey, because I know how much the club means to everybody, and not only the footy club, but the whole PAC community. And to go out and represent this club every weekend is an absolute honour. And, big thanks to sort of Sis, Jim Parkinson and the other guys that sort of run this club and are responsible for us sort of being here. It's, a lot of thank yous go to them. And I guess lastly, I should mention the competition as well. It's done an incredible job to get a season out. Fingers crossed we still get there to Saturday. I'm still not absolutely sure we'll get there given where COVID's at, but it's a credit to the competition to be able to get us out and let us play every weekend given what the whole world's going through at the moment. And then I guess lastly, but most importantly, is my teammates. As I said, this is the most enjoyable year that I've ever had playing footy, and it comes down purely because the blokes that are around the footy club. And I honestly do bounce to training on a Tuesday and Thursday night, and even more so on a Saturday. And I don't know, I'll probably take the piss out of a bit, but I honestly believe there's no better place to be at 2 p.m. on a Saturday arvo than Park 9. And I honestly believe that. It's bloody brilliant. I love every second of being a part of this footy club and being a part of these, this playing group. And, I just really hope that we can do everyone proud this weekend, because I think a lot of people within these four walls really deserve some success. So I know that I'll be doing absolutely everything in my power to make sure that, we've got a smile on our face when the final siren goes Saturday.
Could you please congratulate Jack Trengove once again, our 2021 Keith Sims medalist. Under normal circumstances at this point, I'd ask everyone to stand as we propose a toast. But in this era, we have to sit. And we don't want to be on Adelaide now in a couple of hours' time doing the wrong thing. So seated, I wonder if you could all join with me as we toast the 2021 Keith Sims medalist, Jack Trengove of the Prince Alfred Old Collegians Football Club. That wraps it up here from the Sussex Hotel. Thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations to all of the medal winners right across the league. It's going to be a fantastic grand final on Saturday afternoon. Hope to see you all out there. Stand by as we're about to head out to catch up with the team at Prince Alfred Old Collegians Football Club to make the presentation of the Keith Sims OAM medal for 2021 to Jack Trengove.